Welcome back everyone to Lore of the Shadow, where last time we did several in-town quests and we also headed out to the east to deal with some wargs and wolves. But today we need to speak to Winna and we are going to be heading out to the north.
You are an adventurer. My husband was once like you, but he gave it up to settle down.
He settled down to have a family and he never looked back. But I do have need of an adventurer today, if you're interested in helping me. My husband has lost a boot. Oh, it's not just any boot, it's his favorite, and it would be a shame to discard the remaining one just because he misplaced his mate. He lost it walking out on the edge of the wade water to the north, and upon getting stuck in the mud, it just came free of his foot. If you can find it and bring it back to me, I would most appreciate it. Alright then. I guess I can look for that. And I believe there is another northward quest right over here. With Allah here.
You look pretty tough to me. You're not scared of anything, are you?
Maybe you can help me then. The Mothward Town bully has dared me to run to a certain spot north of town, right on the very edge of the wade water, and then come back, all in 10 minutes. Now, I'm not afraid, of course, but I want to be certain that it's possible, right? So, what do you say to using no more than 5 minutes to run out there, and then 5 minutes to run back? That way, I'll know it can be done before I make the attempt. Here, I'll mark it on my map. It's right here. Now, as soon as I take this quest, it is going to be... It's going to be timed. So, right, the timer started as soon as I accepted the quest. So, she doesn't give me much time on doing on that. Right, there we go. Now, trying to run and set quest guide focus at the same time is a little tricky. I just want to make sure that no other quests distract me on the matter. Now, I'm out of town here, so she's not going to notice that I've mounted a horse, right? Yes? Well, I know that's a bit cheeky, but that's another matter. Let's go and find out how quickly I can get to the other... Ooh. Now, one other thing though, well, other than the fact that I really should bring out my bird. See, I get distracted. That's why I need to mount in order to get on the way there, so that I could kill a bird or two along the way, right? And get a bird to help me to kill a bird. Now let's continue along the way. We'll avoid the wolf. Actually, the wolves aren't aggressive in this section. They were aggressive where we were before, but in this area they're not aggressive. So I guess it isn't really all that important that... There you go. Now let's see, how many time? I got 3 minutes and 23 seconds. How far am I away from the spot I need? I need 400 meters at the moment. So grabbing a couple of these is not going to be a problem. There you go. 3. So 3. How are we doing? 330. Yeah, I'm just grabbing every bird I can find along the way to catch the feathers. And I've got the extra time to do it because I cheated a little bit. I'm surprised that they didn't have a mechanism to keep you from riding your horse when you do that quest, but oh well. There you go. Okay. This dead before I get... well. Next. Okay, that's 5. Okay, am I supposed to kill any boars? No, I don't need to kill any boars at the moment. I think there is a quest that has you kill boars, but I guess that's later. Either that or I've already done it and just forgotten since the last episode. Now let's go right over here. Should be about the right spot, right? This is the spot that Allah describes. Strangely, there is a basket with a ball and of string in there. Alright, fine. There's a basket with a ball of string. Okay, well, I guess it's time to run back. Oh yes, this crossroad here. I was supposed to do a little scouting here. So let's do our scouting. This meeting of the ways. Oh, portions of the road are overgrown and lack cobbles, but you see no sign of raiders. Well, I suppose that's good. Now, let's get back. Considering that I'm back at Mossworth now, and I made a stop to kill a bird, and I made a stop to look at the road, and I still have a minute and a half left, I think that I would have had time to actually go and get the boot also. And on the return trip, I didn't use the mount any.
You made it!
Yes, I have to admit it, I was not sure you would be able to get there and back in time. But you did. Yeah, I won't mention the fact that I used a horse on the outward bound trip, right? So, did you see anything of interest when you were there? A basket with a ball of string. Ah, I see, yes. That's peculiar. Thank you for your help. Uh-huh.
You are not going to believe this.
I really appreciate your help with that, Pinelore. When I go to complete the dare, now I know what to do. And it's possible. And that's going to make a big difference. But you're not going to believe this, but the bully has issued a second dare. He must know I am well prepared to finish the first one, so he's already made a second one. Will you go and help me with this one too? I simply must know that this is possible. Same rules to play this time as there was on the first time. 5 minutes out there and 5 minutes back. I'll mark the spot on the map, as I did before. This time it's going to be within view of the flooded city of Tharbad. Within sight of... Now, I'm not going to accept this one yet, because I have to turn in the quest over here.
You say you saw no sign of Uruk warbands along the road? These are good tidings.
This is good tidings, but it means that the road is still a boon for Mossworth and not a bane, as I feared that it might be. That road has been key to Mossworth's survival for my entire life, Pinelore. The portion of it that we know begins at Tharbad, and although the road itself is broken in places and obscured by foliage, it runs through Swanfleet and passes on into the Enedwythe. From there, it enters into Dunland, leads through the Gap of Rohan, and continues on to Gondor. They say it passes Minas Tirith and eventually ends up at a port city along the coast, although I have never journeyed in that land, and I certainly haven't either on this character, obviously. But I guess then this road that starts up way at Fornost eventually ends all the way down at Peligir. North of Tharbad, oh, now she's going to describe the north of Tharbad road. And the road has another name. It's called the Greenway, and only Menandir's people are like to remember when it and our all-known south road were one and the same. The north-south road between the kingdoms of Arnor and Gondor. That was long ago, even by their reckoning. All right?
I have one more request of you, and then I will be satisfied.
This may be more dangerous than your earlier scouts, and it is hesitate to accept the task, I will understand. The old city of Tharbad is to the northwest of Mossworth. It has not been the thriving center of trade it was at the height of the earlier kingdom for hundreds of years, and it has been abandoned ever since floodwaters took the last of its great bridges. Lurie raises her eyebrow. Abandoned by good folk, Pinelore. Had it become a den of Uruks? Is that from where the Mathrug's raiding party came? This, then, is my dangerous request. I ask you to go to the gates of Tharbad and look for some sign of the insignia that they wore. The mark of the white hand. Beware, for if Tharbad is truly held by forces of evil, you may be better served keeping from their notice and not engaging in battle. Tharbad is to the northwest of Moskward. Go to the gate, mind you, and no further. Right. Okie dokie. Well, that's probably because it's a bit of a higher level zone at the moment. Now, I guess I'm going to have to speak with her next. Now it's time for the second dare.
You are not going to believe this.
Yeah, so now the second one is to go to Tharbad. And since I also have a scouting report to do there, how about that? I'll be able to take... I think, right? Yeah, I'm supposed to go to the gates of Tharbad. So, let's get going. To get to Tharbad, we just have to head to the west along the Great North-South Road. In fact, I think that's Tharbad up ahead that we see over there. Now, I have the focus on the Dare quest. So I expect to get to that one first. And that we've got... This is the spot Ala described. How odd. A shovel stands abandoned in the dirt. Oh yes, there's the shovel right over there. Alright, so that takes care of that part. Oh, I set the focus on the scouting mission, not on Ala's. Oh yeah, there is that. And this seems to be the location described there. Alright, good. So that's Elray's quest. So I've taken care of 2 quests at the same time to be nice and efficient. I wonder if I got time to go and grab the boot while I'm coming back. We are approaching the road that leads to Mossward, and this is where I turn off in order to head directly north. If I head directly north, I know that's the opposite direction of where I need to go in order to optimally turn in this quest in 3 minutes. But this should lead me to the boot, I think. Of course, there is a wolf in the way and all that stuff. Maybe I should take the horse back when I make the return trip there, because I'm starting to run out of time here. Well, I'm at 2.5 minutes. A little bit more than that. Here we go. I think that lump of dirt right over there is where the boot is going to be located. Here we go. A suspicious object in the boot might just be what we want there. Alright, good. Now, since I've wasted so much time there, I better play it safe and take the steed back. Back in plenty of time. I got a full minute left, but I'll dismount here so that Ala doesn't see me on the horse. So now, let's get back. Hello.
Welcome back. I am less surprised this time.
For you have proven quite capable of finishing these stairs. Now I know this one is also possible, and when I do it, I will have less to fear, even though the grown-ups always say getting near Tharbad is dangerous. So, what did you see when you got to that location? Anything notable? A shovel standing in the dirt? How interesting. Alright, thank you once again. That's the last of the Mossboard Bully stairs, so I won't be needing your help anymore. But you have been most helpful, and I appreciate it. Wonderful. Now, completed Tales of Swanfleet. I'm sure that's just the beginning, right? New deed, Quests of Swanfleet. New deed, Tales of Swanfleet Advanced. Alright, well, I guess that's to be expected. And is there going to also be a Tales of Swanfleet final at some point?
I am not surprised there are orcs crawling throughout Tharbad.
Not surprised, but it is good to hear you did not see the mark of the White Hand while scouting near the gates. Orkkind are always danger here to the Free Peoples, but it is the organization revealed by Mothrug's warband that most troubled me. We can deal with orcs, for we have before, but the Uruks of the White Hand seem different to me. Thank you for helping to ease my mind with these scouting missions, Pine Lore. You will always be welcome in Mosswort. Alright, and let's see, we get a... Oh, actually I want Will. Iron Bracelet of Will. Okay. There we go. Yes. Anything is an upgrade to nothing, that's for sure. Now, what about Wenna here?
You found it. He is going to be so happy.
You should bring the boot to my husband. He used to be an adventurer, you know, and he traveled far and wide helping folk with their problems. Sometimes I think that he feels the head of our boy Tegwin with too many tales of his old adventures. But maybe, if he hears about some of yours, he'll satisfy his appetite for these things. I think Gerald is by the north gate, wearing his old leather shoes. Alright. Fine. I guess I could find him. And, yeah, there he is, right over there. I had to go to this gate anyway, because I also need to turn in the Kraban quest. Hi. Oh.
What is this?
Why have you brought this to me? I thought I was rid of it. Uh-oh.
That boot was one half of a pair that was dearest to my heart. They were my adventuring boots.
Those boots represent the life that I gave up to settle down with my wife Wenna, and now I only want to relive those days by telling the tales of my exploits to my son Teg. Now these boots are the least favorite, for they remind me of those days, and sometimes the memory is painful. I thought that I would lose one of them. Better that than have Wenna think that I regret the choice that I made to settle down. But here it is again, and it seems that I will never be free of it. Did I not bring it far enough away? That must be it. Perhaps you could bring the boot further afield? Why not show it to one of the villagers in the Storvales? They're pretty far away, and it is of the residents of Clegger might be able to find a use for an old, well-worn boot as this. They're to the Storvales. Right. You're gonna ask a hobbit to think of something. Well, okay. The Hobbit is a store, and I know they have more to do with boots than most of my people. Ah, here we are.
There you are. Let us see those feathers.
Yes, they're really quite dirty, aren't they? No matter, they will serve very nicely for making quills. See, you just dimp this part into your quill. No, there's a bit too much give on the feather here. Well, perhaps a paintbrush? It feels like the ridges here in the end would leave streaks, doesn't it? Maybe as an arrow? See how it compares with these arrows of my... they compare rather poorly, I suppose. Still, many fine uses. Mayhaps I'll put these into a sack and see how it serves as a pillow.
But such musings will have to wait, for winter is approaching and autumn doesn't last.
If the storehouses are not stocked with salted and preserved boar meat, by the time the nights turn cold, Mossford will go hungry. Unless the Uruks come back, I suppose. No, don't tell anyone I said that. It wasn't funny. But We always have need of boar meat, and we are fortunate that many such creatures dwell nearby. If you return to me with fine cuts of boar steaks, all of Mossford will toast to your name when winter comes. Yes, all right, fine. Okay. Now, let's see. I don't. Oh, yes. I don't need to go to the Store of Veils just yet because that will be later. Actually, it's probably not too long before I'll be heading into the Store of Veils. But right now, I have to worry about dealing with some of these boars. And there are going to be a few around here. I had to kill 10 boars. I hope this is enough fork steaks.
Very good. This boar meat should help carry Mosswood through some of the coldest winter months.
I will see that this meat is salted and preserved, and this should carry us through the winter, when belts must be tightened and plates at the lightest. I am glad this task at least proved helpful for the town. I've abandoned my idea of using those cravat feathers. A number of uses? My wife said the number might as well have been 0 after she tried the pillow that I made for them. Revan, you fool, she said to me, it takes more than 8 feathers to make a pillow, and anyone who tries it with cravat feathers of all things deserves the crimp that they would have on their neck. I suppose the good idea that springs up in autumn, well, they fall short when winter comes. I'd rather deal with the threat of Uruk war bands loose in Swanfleet than present my wife with another one of my brand new ideas. I think I'll stick to guarding the town from now on. It's less damaging to my morale. Oh boy. What does he need?
I'm afraid things will get out of hand.
I've heard a rumor that the children of Mossword have been giving each other increasingly dangerous dares and challenges, and I'm worried that these are getting out of hand if they have not already. None of the town guard have been able to learn anything. You know how children are, but perhaps an outsider one, especially one as short as you, might be able to learn something. Several children lingered outside the provisioner's storehouse a few minutes ago, and it could be one of the provisioners overheard some of the talk. We need to get to the bottom of this before someone gets hurt. Alright, fine. Let's see what the latest dare is. This is getting out of hand, that's for sure. Hello there.
Yes.
A group of children, I saw them. They were hoping to get their hands on as much cheese as possible, which seemed a little odd to me. I did not give them much as they requested, but I thought one small block from the storehouse would be fine. Those kids have been through a lot with the Uruk raid on Mossboard and all, and I have seen a few problems that could not be helped with some cheese. Alright, let's see what Alec has to say about this. Hello again, Ala.
You had better get going, I think. So long.
What are you doing here? I thought that you would have left Mossford by now. You had better get going, I think. So long. Huh? Oh, we aren't in trouble, are we? It's just that we finally managed to turn tables on the town bully, and you helped us do it. If we're in trouble, I think that you should also be. It's only fair. Well, you see, there's a boy named Dai, and he's always challenging us to these dares, and if we don't complete them, we look like cowards. He's always asking me to run the places very fast, then see an item and that left there, yes, and then come back to town, and if I don't describe the right item, he'll know that I didn't do it. Well, yes, I use your descriptions, and I feel like that this just means that I'm very smart, wouldn't you say? But because we completed these last 2 dares, and don't argue with me, it still counts even if you're the one who went there, then Dai has to fill his pockets with cheese and walk through Mossward. Are you sure you're not the village bully? No, I don't think so, but I'll think it over. Where's the fish slap emote when you need it? Alright, let's find Dai. I can see Dai's quest ring right on the map, and that is to the northwest. So that is where we are going to go. Ah, here he is, right over here.
There's rats everywhere!
There's rats everywhere! They were following me until I gave them the slip. Uh-oh. Let's take care of the rats. And there you go. Oh, more rats. I must say that not optimal for me, but it worked. Thank you, stranger. I give up. No more dares for me. Well, maybe that'll take care of something. Back to Allah. Apparently, he is being chased by rats.
Is it true that I was almost eaten by rats? That's really amazing.
Oh, good job in saving Dai, I suppose. Still, now he's got a really excited tale to tell. Did he keep the cheese, or did he have to give that back to the provisioners? I've been thinking it over while you were gone, and I think maybe we won't challenge each other any more dares for a while. For a while, I said. I am not saying never, so don't think that you're stuffing us if you think of a really good one. Yes, goodbye for now. Goodbye, Allah. Oh, yes, one more thing before I go. There. Got that out of my system. That is it for our time here in Mossward. So now it is time for us to head over to the Store of Veils in Clager when we return to the next episode of Lore of the Shadow.